Good evening, everybody. My name is Elijah Alcantara from grade 10 St. Benedict, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to give my speech about the topic, which is gun control for war or peace. Well, to start this off, I will describe what is war and peace. What is war and peace? War and peace is not only a word, it's a state of a country, state of the world, and a choice we are given every day. Did you know that the world has only been at peace for 300 and some years, and that only 11 countries are not in a feud right now with other countries? One might think that the politicians are the only ones responsible for this, but no, we are also part of this big mess. And those who think that they themselves are not contributing to it are hypocrites. Because doing nothing is never right. Doing nothing never did anyone good. It's like watching something get worse and then still not doing anything. And when it gets more worse, you'll blame somebody. But I'm not saying that politicians have no part in this. If they weren't so corrupt and hungry for power. But anyways, enough of the obvious. First, let me ask this question. What is a gun? Why was it created? Well, as I can see it, it's been used to invoke fear, hurt somebody, or even worse, kill somebody. Their so-called self-defense is slowly starting to be forgotten. And my mom said that we should learn from our mistakes. But as I can see it, the world is only repeating what has happened in the past. Now then, onto the topic. Gun control for war or peace. Now this was already administered by a lot of countries, such as the Philippines. But I wonder why there's still so many crimes happening in the country. Well, anyways, this law was already supported by many, but why is there still some who show dislike to it? But in my point of view, it's a good thing. Maybe it's a stepping stone for something for the greater good. If the authorities were to really enforce this on the country, and if the people were to completely comply and submit to this law, then maybe, just maybe, with the cooperation of everyone, a peaceful country won't be so hard to attain. And as a result, the crime rate of the country would slowly go down, and if possible, it would even vanish. Well, since everything in this world only needs a push for something to happen. This does happen in the event like some civilians shooting a guard won't happen again, because the use of guns would solely be limited to authorities such as the police, soldiers, the government. But some see this as something as not good. Later I'll tell you why. But first, let's finish with the positives. Another positive would be if, for example, you're going to run for a position in the government. You won't be so scared as to do so because there won't be riding in tandems because they don't have any weapons to do so, and the police would be able to catch almost all the criminals because they don't have any weapons. Because as I have said before, the use of weapons would only be limited to authorities unless the authorities are helping these criminals. Maybe the government should root out all those all those police or the personnel who are doing so. Criminals won't be able to fight back, which that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There won't be any more unnecessary killing. There won't be any innocent people dragged into the fight or the shootings. The rebel groups will start to lose the wars they're fighting because their weapon supply would slowly deteriorate, and the civil wars in the country would slowly come to an end. But as I have said before, some people show dislike to it. A wise man once said, "There's always two sides of a coin." Maybe these others see the world as an unsafe place, see this as a means for war, or will only lead to war. Maybe after experiencing the martial law, they fear that the government would do it again and abuse their power, invoke total dominance, and take away the freedom of the people. But that ideology is so wrong because if a war were to start between the people, millions of people, and the government, who do you think would win? Numbers always make a difference. More brains, more bronze means more strategies or ways to win the war. A wise man once said, the people shouldn't fear the government should fear its people. Oh, well, now that I've mentioned people, there's some outrageous knobheads who want to break laws and wage wars. Why? For your selfish desires. And if you keep on doing this, if this does continue to happen, it will be like going back to the Dark Ages, where there's always wars so chaotic that even children were a part of it. People, have we not had enough? Don't you want this to end? Are we not fed up with all the wars? If you want this to end, why don't you start to make a change? Be the change you want to be. Change for the better. It depends solely on the person if he or she picks peace or the latter. And as for all of you out there, a gun never kills a person, it's the holder who does. And to everybody, stupidity can kill. It is already proven and tested.